Hello there, Letitia Bates here, certified life coach with At the Will Coaching. I am in Buena Vista, Virginia, in the mountains, and I was bringing the Facebook Live and got my signal lost. So I definitely want to make sure you have this message. So I'm recording it and posting it because it's so important. What I want to talk about today is the power of self-love. Now, here at the Heartstone Lodge retreat, where I've been this weekend, we have been in a celebration of love. It's been a group experience. We've had some shares around healing, brokenness in our hearts, and really getting into this space of love, right? So the reason that self-love is so important is because how we treat ourselves is how we treat others, right? The Bible says, Jesus says, love thy neighbor as you love yourself. And when we look around the world and we see people not treating each other well, people not being kind to each other, people not taking care of each other, what we're bearing witness to is a reflection of how those people are loving themselves. People who love themselves, right, at the deep level, don't shoot people. All right, because self-loving behavior looks a little different. We don't attack people. We don't curse people out. But when we're not loving ourselves, how we treat others is a reflection of that. So what I thought I would do is talk today about what you can actually do to tap into that sense of self-love. When I was growing up, I had a wonderful grandmother, and one of the reasons I celebrate Love Month is because my grandmother passed away on Valentine's Day, so which was a couple of days ago, because we're here in February. And it took me about 15 years to go through that grief cycle. I didn't have the tools that I have today to process that grief, but now I have them. And what has been beneficial is as the grief kind of moved out, I had access to all the wonderful memories and the loving experiences that I had with her. But of course, she's no longer here. My mother is still here. And my mother and I say, I love you every time we get ready to get off the phone. I have wonderful friends and we say, I love you. And my aunts and uncles said, I love you growing up. And I said it back to them. So that's awesome. Having people love you and say that is awesome. But here's the thing. I am with myself 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And no other living soul is with me 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I suspect that's you too. That yes, you may have family, you may have friends, you may have coworkers that you love, but no one is with you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And if you make a sense of being in a space of loving presence and loving energy contingent on someone else, then it will make you dependent on someone else to love you. And we just don't have someone 24 hours a day pouring that into us. So how do we begin that process of self-love? Well, it actually begins with self-talk, right? So I think of self-love as self-talk because language and communication are very important. How you're showing up for yourself and what you're saying to yourself is significant in terms of how you feel about yourself. So self-love, okay, is not getting your nails done. I know what you're thinking. I got my nails done. Yes, but that is an expression of self-love. It's one of the things that I enjoy doing. But getting your nails done or getting a pedicure or getting your hair done, those are expressions of self-love, but that's not the whole of the loving energy. It starts with that communication. So what I want to talk about are 3 ways to have that self-love experience, starting with the self-talk. And the first thing is awareness. Become aware of what you're saying to yourself. For example, if you are on your way somewhere, you're driving and you get into traffic and you know you probably could have left 15 minutes earlier, that time of high stress, what are you saying to yourself? Are you saying, doggone it, you're an idiot? Or are you saying, wow, I could have left a little bit earlier. I can do better next time. Like, it's that awareness that when the stakes are high, what are you saying to yourself about yourself? Because what you're saying to yourself about yourself is telling you how you're feeling about yourself. So again, we're not talking about how wonderful somebody else thinks you are, or even if somebody's saying something negative. We're talking about what you're saying to yourself. So that first thing is the awareness of what you're saying to yourself. The second thing is acceptance. So maybe you are running late, and maybe you could have done better in that experience. And maybe if you had left 10 minutes earlier, you wouldn't be in traffic. And maybe all those things are true. Can you accept where you are? Right? Can you, once you're aware of what you're saying to yourself, can you come into acceptance and have some inner peace around whatever situation you're in, and come into acceptance of who you are? Now, this is beyond the scope of the time we're going to have here in this video, but I want you to begin to think about what acceptance looks like. Now, you might be saying, some things I've done, Letitia, they're just not acceptable. Well, you still have to find some point of peace of accepting where you are, even if you want something better. You've got to have that starting place. And what happens in that space of acceptance is that you get some grace, right? And in that grace, that space of grace, when you open that up, and you allow love to come into that, some caring words for yourself, maybe some, compassion for whatever you may have been going through when you made whatever the decision, whether it's that example of leaving late, or maybe it's something more significant. Maybe you said some things to somebody that weren't very kind. Whatever it is, coming into that space of acceptance and giving yourself that compassion, right? So you've got the awareness, you've got the acceptance. And then the third thing is appreciation. Now, I'm talking about self-appreciation. I'm not talking about someone saying, you did a good job, Susie. You did a good job, Joe. You did a good job. I'm saying you actually appreciating yourself and maybe the hard work or the good job. So in your inner dialogue, if you are aware of what you're saying to yourself, bring awareness, whether you're speaking words of empowerment or disempowerment to yourself. In that awareness, you can make different choices. And step 2, you're coming into acceptance of whatever that is, right? Because whatever has happened, and there's nothing you can do about it. All you can really do is start from here and move forward. So if you're saying more empowering things to yourself in step 1, and being more acceptance of who you are and what's going on in step 2, that sense of compassion, then you shift into that third phase of appreciation, which is appreciation for who you are and what you have done. Now, all of us on a journey, right? We're on this in this space where we're becoming something more than what we are. And on that journey, we've done some things that weren't the best, but we've also done some things that were really good. And what we tend to focus on are the things and areas in our lives where we feel like we fell short or didn't fully show up. And that is disempowering. And when we are coming from that space, we're not moving ourselves forward to a higher quality of life. When we are thinking about the things that we've done well and appreciating the gift of who we are, and that we have, we have value as individuals, then we are in a place of empowerment. And so whatever we're building going forward is going to be life-giving to us and to those around us. So that is what I want to share for you today. In order to start that process of how you're thinking and kind of coming into harmony with what's in your mind and within your heart, I have created a meditation, and I invite you to get that meditation. It's a free meditation. It's called the Harmonized Heart Meditation. So it's harmonizedheart.com. You can go to that meditation, download that, and start listening for free, and listen every day. And so whether you're stressed out or whether you are working on a goal and you're feeling frustrated, kind of before you do the meditation, maybe just kind of be aware that, that first step of what you've been saying to yourself, come into acceptance of where you are, and come into that appreciation. And of course, appreciation is a cousin to gratitude. And the meditation centers you on gratitude. So I'm really excited here. Sorry that the live didn't go, but the video is on. So I invite you to like me on Facebook, share this video with anybody that you think can benefit, start a watch party, get together and watch it together. And I would love to hear from you. So if you have any questions or thoughts or comments, feel free to drop a comment for me and I will be happy to answer it. Happy Love Month, and I will see you next week for our last Love Month episode. And we're going to be talking about spiritual love. So I'm really, really, really excited about that. Take really good care. Don't forget to get the meditation, harmonizedheart.com. Letitia Bates here, signing off. Love you. Bye.